School district administrators and local law enforcement meeting today in Sarasota, what they're saying about your child's safety. Plus, Manatee County also getting ready for the upcoming school year. We'll have a live report from a school board meeting and how the community is honoring the lives lost on this day 2 years ago at an Orlando nightclub. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Jacqueline is off this evening. Thanks so much for being with us. Topping our news tonight, for the first time since the Sarasota County School District decided to form its own police force, district leaders sit down with local law enforcement to hash out school security plans for the upcoming school year. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is at the landings tonight to explain what the group decided.
Before the day started, local law enforcement and the school district seemed to be on two completely different pages. That's not the case anymore.
You're confident you're going to have these elementary schools safe and secure by the start of school. You tell me that today.
Tension filled the room. Sarasota County School Superintendent Dr. Todd Bowden couldn't promise Sheriff Tom Knight that the district would have all 21 officers hired and trained for the start of the school year. The timeline being very aggressive.
I anticipate we'll have some officers ready to start the year. Others will come online throughout the year.
Bowden's plan was to fill in the holes with local law enforcement's SROs, like the district did this year after the state passed the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Act, requiring security in all Florida schools. But Sarasota Chief Bernadette DePino, Northport Interim Chief Chris Morales, and Sheriff Knight all agreed if that's the case, they should have been notified months ago.
It's going to be a huge burden on us, but I can't say no to securing children. It will create a service disruption potentially out in communities and neighborhoods. When you take a green and white car out of a neighborhood and put it on a school campus, you're losing that level of service.
The district and local law enforcement finally deciding on a plan to move forward with, so they're all on the same page.
Timing has been the biggest stressor to me, quite honestly. And what I heard this morning is an offer from our local partners to say, let us start the school year in all of your elementary schools, and when your force is ready, you can relieve us of that responsibility.
Even though the superintendent was very aggressive in his mannerisms and comments about not needing the sheriff's office services, I answer to the community, not to the superintendent. And I'm going to make sure the elementary schools are safe.
Today, all of the entities seem to put the cost aside. That's something they plan on figuring out in the near future. Reporting in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Jess, thank you. Right now, Manatee County School Board members are meeting to discuss who will lead the district while they're in between superintendents. Current Superintendent Diana Green will be going to Duval County at the end of this month. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live outside the Manatee County School District headquarters in Bradenton with more on what was discussed at this afternoon's workshop. Rick?
Yes, Scott, good evening. The school board is really ready to move on this. The workshop just wrapped up here a little while ago. Manatee County School Board members did vote to place the search for an interim superintendent on the agenda, the meeting agenda, tonight. Right now, the favorite to follow Dr. Diana Green on an interim basis is Cynthia Saunders.
What we're looking for is for somebody who has the knowledge, educationally, what to do, somebody who has the courage to make those decisions, and somebody who has the familiarity with not only the senior, but the administrative staff, even down to the teacher level, as well as the principal level. She has all those qualities.
And the school board meeting is going on right as I speak. It's not known at this time if the interim superintendent will actually be named at the meeting tonight, but we will certainly keep you posted. Reporting live from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams. Scott, back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. And the School Board of Manatee County getting excellent ratings for staying under budget. A report released today by S&P Global Ratings, which deals with credit ratings, gives the school board an A, which is 2 levels higher than the district's previous grade. The report says, in part, the grade reflects the board's recent trend of stable operating performance and improved reserves, adding that the board operated below budget in 2017 by more than $8 million. Time now to get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, some showers around today.
Yeah, we had a few isolated, pretty heavy weather too. Storms developing along the sea breeze front, and you can see the water spout that was sighted right around 3:10, 3:15 this afternoon near State Road 64 and Manatee River, just east of I-75 near Lorraine Road. This from Parrish looking southward. Melanie Armstrong getting that one, and this one from Brian Henderson. Talked to him on the phone. He said it went all the way down. It looked like down to the surface of the river. It went below the tree line anyway. We'll have more photos in a little bit, and you can see we have had some storms, not many. There have been a few around, and we're going to see a few isolated cells again tomorrow afternoon. Now, the outflow boundary from this, you can see it kind of generating southward into Northport, where they're starting to see some rainfall there. It's starting to lessen up considerably across Manatee County. Still some light rain lingering near Duet. Near the Myakka Head, and the stuff in Bradenton is for the most part gone now. And that's typically the case when we have not a lot of moisture to work with at this point, but down in Northport, some lightning strikes there. This storm actually getting some strength here in the last 10 to 15 minutes. Expect that to move very slowly off to the northeast. And so showers around there right now will continue. And there are some bolts from the blue coming out aside of the rainfall there, so be careful. We're getting down into close to the afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern. We're going to see more and more of these each and every afternoon. Hillsborough Boulevard right there, South Toledo Boulevard, rain falling right there near West Price Boulevard in Northport. Again, all that around should be lingering for the next half hour or so, then it should be slowly fading away. We're looking for generally pleasant conditions up and down the Sun Coast through this evening. Most areas staying dry. We'll have more on our forecast for the rest of the work week and take you into the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. A federal jury finds a Sarasota woman guilty of conspiracy to commit arson. 39-year-old Rashika Ford is facing 5 to 20 years in federal prison. Two others, Jodarren Whitfield and Herbert Pinkney, were also indicted. Prosecutors say the two men set fire to a home by trying to throw a Molotov cocktail through the victim's bedroom window. The window did not break, and everyone inside that home escaped. The damage was only to the outside of the home. Prosecutors say arson was in retaliation for an altercation between Ford and the victim. An update now on a hostage situation in Orlando that lasted for more than 24 hours. That standoff ending tragically with the death of 4 young children. Police say the suspect has a long criminal history, and after opening fire with police, he barricaded himself and those 4 children inside his home, ultimately killing the kids and taking his own life as well.
It has a very tragic and sad ending. A short time ago, we made entry into the apartment and found that all 4 children have been killed.
Gary Lindsay was a convicted felon. Court records show he has a history of arson and domestic abuse and was arrested just last month for violating probation. A police officer who was shot by Lindsay yesterday is now recovering at an Orlando hospital.
Shane Tomlinson.
A bell tolled 49 times at the First United Methodist Church in Orlando this morning in remembrance of 49 Pulse nightclub victims. 2 years ago, Omar Mateen killed 49 people and wounded 53 others at a gay nightclub. Governor Rick Scott proclaimed June 12th as Pulse Remembrance Day. Here on the Sun Coast, people in the community are doing their own part to remember those lives lost. Rob McGovern was Eddie Sotomayor's best friend for 16 years before he was shot and killed during the Pulse nightclub shooting. Today, McGovern held a memorial in City Hall to remember him and the 48 other lives that were lost. Sotomayor's sister and aunt were also there and say as time goes on, it doesn't get much easier to live without Eddie. McGovern says he wants everyone to remember Eddie for the loving and kind person he was, and if he were here today.
I would say that your death wasn't in vain and your life wasn't in vain, and you made a difference while you were here, and not only in my life but in so many people's lives.
McGovern says he chose City Hall to include the vice mayor and make it an official Sarasota remembrance for his friend. He plans to have a similar memorial every year. Still to come in your Suncoast News, an update on the city of Sarasota's plan to protect Lido Beach when the project to restore the sand there is expected to begin. Plus, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman who is not letting retirement slow her down.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
I think the time frame was alarming and concerning to me, making sure we really understand all of what that entails, the infrastructure, the hiring process, the background checks.
A meeting of the minds between the Sarasota Sheriff's Office and the Sarasota School Board to put together plans for security. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll hear from both sides at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new redesigned 2018 Ram 1500 for as little as $21,499. Or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Florida businesses have a new way to prepare for and react to natural disasters like hurricanes. The Florida Department of Economic Opportunity creating the website floridadisaster.biz, which has information on preparing a business in advance of a storm, as well as where to look for help if it's been damaged. This includes links to short-term loan programs, damage surveys, and local emergency contacts.
The community relies on businesses, and the employees that work in those businesses also do. And so the quicker businesses open up, the quicker the community gets back to feeling normal, and then they're going to recover even that much faster.
Proctor adds most shop owners have plans for their families and homes in advance of a disaster. A Bradenton shopping center where man-made sinkholes have sat unrepaired for years will soon be fixed. Manatee County Commissioners voting today to repair the Cortez Plaza Shopping Center's parking lot. 3 years ago, the storm drains underneath the lot began collapsing, causing the holes to form. The problem has led to flooding in nearby communities. The shopping center's owner has not made those necessary repairs despite numerous fines. Once repairs are done, the county will put a lien on that property to recoup the cost. Sarasota is moving forward on a long-term plan to bring new sand to Lido Beach. This comes after the city was granted $13.4 million in federal funding. The city's initial plan calls for sand to be moved from Big Pass to help restore more than 2 miles of badly eroded beach. Lido Beach visitors say it's about time.
Whatever they got to spend, they got to do it. It's got to be done. They're going to be losing money. These hotels and these people that own property here. Come on, they pay their taxes.
15-year plan. It will include restoration projects every 5 years. City officials say the sand is expected to be placed on that beach soon. Well, often we hear people nearing retirement are over the hill or that their best years are behind them. But today's amazing Suncoast woman says the happiest years of her life have been these last years she has spent in retirement. The Suncoast View's Linda Carson introduces us to Terry Mason.
Terry Mason is president and founder of Light Chasers, plein air painters of the Suncoast.
The Light Chasers is a group of plein air painters. Plein air means we paint outside. So what we're trying to do is learn how to paint light.
They started with 5 painters, and now they have 670.
The art magazines have done articles on us. Plein Air Magazine and American Art Collective done articles on us, and they said that we're the largest one in the country, maybe the world.
They received a grant from Visit Sarasota to share a list of their favorite Suncoast painting spots.
Marie Selby and Historic Spanish Point and Oaxaca and places like that, Ringling Grounds.
You can find a list of those spots on their website. A lot of people come to the Suncoast especially to paint.
It's the #4 hobby for people over the age of 55, and people actually spend more money on painting, Linda, than they do on golf in Florida.
Terry has also had a highly successful career as a behavioral scientist.
I went back to school in my 30s to get my master's in public health while I was working for Johnson & Johnson doing their health promotion. They started the first health promotion company in the country.
She was head of marketing and development.
I created the first cholesterol program in the country. And what made me the most proud was I created the phone counseling.
She also has a very successful adult daughter, and she and Pam Newberry have been married 22 years. And her life lesson?
My life lesson I took from Audre Lorde. And she said, if you use your power to work for the strength of your vision, then you are never, ever afraid. You cease to be afraid.
And to learn more about this amazing Suncoast woman and get involved in the Light Chasers, just go to lightchasersinc.com. For Suncoast View, I'm Linda Carson.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. And so many great places to use as your backdrop for a painting here on the Suncoast. But today, maybe you needed to pick and choose because of the rain.
Well, we got some good pictures too. Good advice there, though. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Make it once in a while. You know, I call for rain. It doesn't happen, but called for scattered showers today, and it did happen. And KC Key webcam showing a different story, though. Beautiful weather out on the beaches. Again, it just continues from the weekend. Just gorgeous out there with a nice water temperature in the low 80s, creating cooler temperatures near the coast, inland areas, a little bit warmer, just away from the water. But we had some interesting shots. This one from, again, Mike, Lorraine Road, and then we had another one. This is a good shot, pretty shot. This was after the water spout that we saw Mike sent in near State Road 64 and Lorraine Road. We also have video of that, by the way, on mysuncoast.com. If you go to mysuncoast.com, you'll see the video of that water spout right there. Khalib gets this nice water, not spout, but nice water rainbow as a result of that storm that we saw this afternoon in Manatee County. IR satellite imagery still showing a little disturbance to the north of us, and that generates that west wind. It's been light, but it picks up in the afternoon as the sea breeze starts to develop, and that's when we start to see those storms popping up. Not many. We'll see just a few scattered storms again tomorrow. Most of the morning, early afternoon, we'll start to see some of those clouds developing, looking like rain as it pushes inland with that sea breeze. And then the activity that was around earlier was heavy at times. Look at that, just blowing up there with several hundred lightning strikes at one point, and now some light rain still lingering, but most of it is over for the time being. The outflow boundaries have kicked off a few storms down to our south. Again, Duet getting some rainfall, and in Northport, a shower there, been sticking around a while near US 41 and also Toledo Blade Boulevard. Some updrafts, not anything severe, but a couple of lightning strikes occurring with these cells right there near West Price Boulevard and South Toledo Boulevard, getting some moderate to heavy rainfall. Should be over here in the next half hour or so, and then things will be pretty calm through this evening. We're expecting just mostly fair skies after 9, 10 o'clock with no real threat of any significant rainfall. The rain chance less than 20% through this evening, and then we'll see a few showers again in the morning over the northern portion of the state with that weak disturbance there, And for us, the inland storms developing in the afternoon. Well, down in the tropics, nothing developing right now, but there's a chance this could get going here before long. As it moves into the southwest Gulf of Mexico, the Hurricane Center monitoring this cluster of storms showing up on the infrared satellite imagery, and it gives a 20% chance of developing in the next 5 days. It'll take off well away from Florida toward Mexico and Texas. If it were to develop, it would be more likely in the southwest Gulf. 85 right now. The winds are out of the northeast at 9. The humidity has come down. The rain cooled air is around. No rain at the airport, but we had quite a bit in central and eastern Manatee County. And today's high temperature, 89 degrees, right at the average, and so was the low, right at 89. And as far as the overall southeast goes, you can see that low pressure trough continuing to bring some showers to the southeast United States. Warm weather over the central U.S. in Denver, 92 tomorrow for a high. St. Louis will get up to 87, a little bit cooler in Boston, 76. For boaters, tomorrow looks good. Seas running 2 feet or less with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. A 7-day forecast then looks like this. Sunny in the morning, a few clouds, a few isolated showers and storms in the afternoon. Rain chance at 30%. A little bit better on Wednesday, but still a nice start to the day. 88. You'll see temperatures staying into the upper 80s for the next 5 days. And over the weekend looks to be okay. Scattered showers and storms around on Saturday, mainly afternoon and mainly inland, although we will see a few near the coast, and then a 30% chance on Sunday. High temperatures still right around seasonal averages for this time. Scott?
Bob, thank you. When we come back, we'll show you how some kids are helping Northport police solve crime this summer.
Tonight, history made. President Trump, Kim Jong-un, the handshake, what we now know about their face-to-face meeting in Singapore. As the president heads home, what's next for North Korea? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Northport Police holding its first ever CSI camp to help solve some high-profile crime cases. Junior crime solvers are combining their sleuth skills, learning from real crime scene investigators with physical and chemical forensic science techniques. This camp trying to highlight the importance of learning how to work together, all while building confidence through individual efforts. That is a cool camp.
Sure is. Yeah. A lot of camps going on, and looks like a little bit of rainfall around, not much for this evening. So if you have a plan maybe to drive somewhere out to eat or a walk on the beach, should be okay in most areas. Not much rain expected. Rain chances staying fairly low, although a little bit higher on Wednesday and Saturday at 40%. Those will be scattered showers and storms. We don't see any major storm systems around to cause us to be too concerned about a washout.
Good. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Our next news at 7, and then we'll be back at 11 o'clock as well.